Hey everybody, it's Ed Connerty. Welcome back to Connerty's Corner. Hey, I'm going to do something today that I don't usually do. I'm going to read something, so bear with me while I look down at it. But it's a fascinating article that I just came across on the internet. It's a Time magazine article that I just saw. And I think it's really interesting as I go through it. It really talks about what's going on today. So check this out. The Time article's title is The Long Haul, the U.S. Economy. Nothing in memory has prepared consumers for such turbulent change, the sort of upheaval that only happens once every 50 years. That may explain why so many voter polls taken as the economy shudders toward the November election reveal such ragged emotional edges, so much fear and misgiving. The outward sign of change in the economy that stubbornly refuses to recover from the recession. In a normal rebound, Americans would be witnessing a flurry of hiring, new investment in lending, and a buoyant growth. But the U.S. economy remains almost comatose the full year and a half after the recession officially ended. Unemployment is still high, and real wages are declining. The current slump already ranks as the longest period of sustained weakness since the Great Depression. That was the last time the economy staggered under as many structural burdens as opposed to the familiar cyclical problems that create temporary recessions once or twice a decade. The structural faults, as they list them here, are many of the legacies that they've seen in previous years, represented once-in-a-lifetime dislocations that will take years to work out. Among them, the job drought, the debt hangover, the banking collapse, the real estate depression, the health care cost explosion, and the runaway federal deficit, right? I mean, isn't that what we're facing today? I'm going to repeat that again. The job drought, right? The debt hangover, right? The banking collapse, the real estate depression, the health care cost explosion, and this darn runaway federal deficit, right? One economist is quoted here saying that this is a sick economy that won't respond to traditional remedies. There's going to be a lot of trauma before this is over. Do you feel that way? Well, guess what, gang? If you felt that way, you felt that way in 1992. Yep, gang. September 28th, 1992. This was written in Time magazine's titled Long Haul, the U.S. Economy. So what I've been telling the clients, and as you know, I not only are focusing on the mortgage and making sure everybody's planning their mortgage the right way, because I believe it's the biggest financial tool that you have out there, but I incorporate that mortgage into your holistic advice. As you know, I've gotten my advisor's license. I'm an investment advisor representative because I understand the mortgage is one piece of your overall goals. What are you doing with your retirement savings? Are you maxing out your 401k contributions? Are you paying off your bad debt that's not tax friendly? Do you have a 12-month rainy day fund? And with your investments, are you diversifying your investments for the long haul? Are you watching it and rebalancing it, take advantage of the ups and the peaks and the downs in this marketplace? Well, in this scenario, what I've been telling all my clients is, gang, don't let the fear and the worry that the media keeps putting out there freak you out, okay? This is cyclical. This stuff happens. And proving my point is it happened exactly like it did back in September 1992. Heck, it's the same month. They're talking about elections in November. And it's exactly what we're experiencing today. So gang, I'll include this article as a link here. Read it in its entirety. It's amazing when you read it. Try to think of it as it is today, because that's how it's written. It sounds like this could be an article that they would be able to slip right into the Time today and you would never know, and just redate it September of 2010. But as I keep telling all my clients, this time it is not different. Again, we go through this. This happens. So rest assured, just like after 1992, we had incredible prosperous times. In the job market, in the real estate market, in technology, you name it, we will have them again. I'll go to the bank on that. But that doesn't play in the headlines. Remember, in the headlines today, you don't hear stories about the bank that wasn't robbed or the plane that didn't crash. We always hear the negative. And that's the most important thing we have to understand today, is what the negative is spewing out there, wanting you to believe that this is unprecedented. It's never happened before. I can't tell you how many times I've heard politicians or the media say, the worst since the Great Depression. Well, it's the same thing that happened in 1992, darn it. And it will happen again. 20 years from now, we're going to be having the same experiences because of what's happened. So gang, pull up your bootstraps. It's not fun lately, but we will get through it. We are the most resilient country out there. We make it through, and we always become more prosperous than where we were before. Technology has a lot to do with that. There will be, again, great days ahead for us. Not only real estate, but every other area in our economy. But we have to understand this happens. So as the downturn happens, it will happen, and again, what will happen, we'll see new highs. Again, the market is biased to an upward bias. There are ups and downs, but we continue to go higher and higher. Just pull out any stock chart, and you'll see that. So I'll include this article. It's a great read. I highly recommend you read it. Have a great Labor Day weekend, knowing that you're working for your retirement, or you're sending your kid to college, or getting to financial security faster. You get the reward of your extra day off this weekend. And don't fret that the labor market will return to where it was. It will get better, and everything will be rosy. I am an optimist, and there's no doubt my mind will be back there again. Proving it is this article from 1992. Hope you enjoyed this Counter Keys Corner, got a lot out of this, and share this with anybody. Go ahead and hit on my Facebook up here, because I posted this a couple days on Facebook. You would have got it sooner. If you're not following me on YouTube or Twitter, go ahead and click on those two. I really believe Facebook's a way that we can get easy information out to people so that you can read stuff like this. I can click and share it, and it's out there in 1 second. And share this to someone you may know, someone who's down on their luck, someone who's having a hard time with this economy, to give them a glimmer of hope, to say, hey, that happened in 1992. We'll get through this. We will get better. I guess when you're in the eye of the storm, you know, it really does feel like it's never going to get better. We get caught in static thinking whatever's happened now will be the way that it will always happen. That's the human nature in us. So pull up our bootstraps. We're going to get better. There's no doubt about it. And again, this article proves it. Enjoy that article. Hope you enjoyed this Counter Keys Corner, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a great holiday weekend.